ever, challenge the WWE Champion at SummerSlam. That's basically what they did for the Brock Lesnar angle from the 2002 SummerSlam event, after Brock Lesnar had won the final King of the Ring tournament for at least 5 or 6 years before it was brought back in 2008 for the first time. So basically the King of the Ring tournament was put on hiatus after Brock Lesnar won the last King of the Ring tournament for almost 6 or 7 years. And what they did with Lesnar was they brought him to SummerSlam, and he became the youngest WWE champion in history, and him and The Rock had a phenomenal program, a phenomenal match. I can never give The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and Brock Lesnar enough credit for that main event they did at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar really was the first of many wrestlers who would go on to SummerSlam after that and establish SummerSlam as the event where a young breakthrough star like Randy Orton would become the World or WWE Champion. Brock Lesnar definitely started a trend for SummerSlam, and you can see, in past years like SummerSlam 2004, 2002, Lesnar was the first of several superstars who would go on to SummerSlam and establish SummerSlam and give SummerSlam the reputation for being the event where somebody who had never been champion before would have a chance at becoming champion and send WWE into a whole different direction. But now what we're seeing done with the King of the Ring tournament is a lackluster production where 8 superstars are going out there. They're being worked to their fullest potential. They're giving it their all. John Morrison and Sheamus had a phenomenal finale to the 2010 King of the Ring tournament. Morrison got several near falls on Sheamus and basically jobbed out to Sheamus at the end of it, and Sheamus was basically the winner of the King of the Ring tournament. John Morrison probably would have been a better candidate to have, be the King of the Ring tournament. He would have probably been a future WWE champion, but what I found ironic about that was Sheamus wins the King of the Ring tournament just to give himself something to do, and 2 or 3 months after that, he's booked to lose against John Morrison. So you're having your King of the Ring tournament winner basically job out to the man he beat in the finals. So there's really no point behind it. The logic that WWE had with the King of the Ring tournament winners is just pointless and stupid, because if you're having this guy, these guys win the King of the Ring tournament and then booking them to lose, there's absolutely no point behind their King of the Ring title victory, which they had acquired several months ago. Because the King of the Ring winners, I agree with Michael Cole to a certain extent, definitely have somewhat of a curse attached to them. Now Sheamus becoming the United States champion definitely breaks the curse and kills the King gimmick altogether. But what direction WWE are going to take him down now with the United States title acquired, I don't know. A couple of months down the road we'll probably get a better picture as to what they're going to be doing with Sheamus. So I agree with Michael Cole to a certain extent. Now somewhat I don't agree with him, because you go back to the 90s and you see what the King of the Ring tournament did for people like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H and others, making them legends. People like Brock Lesnar fall into that same category. Edge is another one. But I agree with Michael Cole to a certain extent, because yes, ever since the King of the Ring tournament was put on hiatus, there has been somewhat of a curse attached to it. Now on our website, our weekly poll poses the question to you: do you believe that the King of the Ring tournament in recent years has had somewhat of a curse attached to the tournament? And I, am very interested in finding out what you people think. You can vote on the question by going to our weekly poll, which is available on our website. Once you submit the answer to the poll, you can see the results of the poll right there on the website for you. It's going to be interesting to see how the results fare after this poll. The poll is: do you believe that the King of the Ring tournament in recent years has had somewhat of a curse attached to it? I'm going to go on record for saying yes, I do believe that the King of the Ring tournament has somewhat of a curse attached to it. And I know I've been one to come on here and criticize a lot of the things Michael Cole does, even though he comes very prepared, probably more prepared than any of the commentators have in the past 10 years, other than Jerry Lawler. I know Michael Cole, does his job very well, and I know that I've been somewhat of a critic criticizing what he does. In this corner with Jonathan Clarke tends to criticize a lot of the things Michael Cole does. You can pick up a copy of our weekly column, which is available here on our website on a weekly basis, where I emphasize on a lot of very important and crucial issues when it comes to professional wrestling. All the columns are archived for you in the columns form found on our website. But I think that, even though I criticize Michael Cole, I have to agree with him to a certain extent, because definitely the King of the Ring tournament has had somewhat of a curse attached to it. Not somewhat of a curse, but, a lack of understanding of what to do with the person that you have win the King of the Ring tournament. If you book a guy to win the King of the Ring tournament, at least you have to know how to book him after he wins the King of the Ring tournament, because I don't think they know how to use the King of the Ring tournament winners as effectively as they have in the past, in the past couple of years. What I blame it on is the fact that after 2002, you took a prestigious event that was once on pay-per-view in the 90s, a 3-hour event featuring over 16 wrestlers, and basically what you did was basically put it on hiatus. If the event hadn't have been put on hiatus and would have remained on pay-per-view, probably it would have kept the prestige that it had in the 90s. If they would have done the King of the Ring tournament in 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, and wouldn't have put it on hiatus, the fans probably wouldn't have forgotten all about the King of the Ring tournament, and you probably wouldn't have forgot how to use the superstars that you were booking to win the fucking thing. So I think that, part of the blame has to be put on the hiatus break that the King of the Ring tournament was given, and a lot of the blame has to be put on WWE Creative once again for not knowing how to use a talent. Now, I applaud and congratulate Sheamus for winning the United States Championship. That goes along wonderfully with the other acquisitions that he has on his resume, winning the 2010 King of the Ring tournament and winning the WWE Championship twice are tremendous accolades to have so early in your career. But, time is definitely the most precious commodity, and I've said this time and time again. Time is going to tell us what WWE have in store for the future of a guy like Sheamus. Now, I'll say this. He's one of the first heels that have come through the doors of WWE that I've taken somewhat of a liking to, because I like his gimmick. I like the way he presents himself. I like the whiteness of his, complexion and everything, and how it goes along with his character. I love his entrance music. It's a Shame for Pain. I probably could sit here and sing that, for hours here on HW Entertainment, but I don't want to frighten you. I really enjoy Sheamus and everything that goes along with his character, and I think that, he is a great wrestler, and I want to go on record for saying that. I love Sheamus. I was a bit skeptical on him first when he came in. I was like, who in the hell is this guy? Leaving his home country of Ireland and coming to the United States and garnering such a tremendous reputation for himself. I have all the respect in the world for a guy like Sheamus. He definitely represents WWE to the best of his ability. But, time is definitely the most precious commodity, and it's going to take time to see what WWE are going to be doing with someone like Sheamus. They brought him in with so much momentum, and the key thing that you need to take from this week's audio commentary, as we're coming to the end of it here, is they brought him in with so much momentum, just as they have other people in the past, and with the momentum has come a dead end. And now WWE Creative are saying to themselves, where do we go next with someone like Sheamus, a guy who was booked to win the 2010 King of the Ring tournament, booked to win the United States title, which was a phenomenal acquisition to his career, outstanding acquisition, but where do we go from here with Sheamus? As the popular song says, where do I go from here? I think WWE Creative needs to ask themselves, where do we go from here with a guy like Sheamus, a guy we brought in with so much momentum, but eventually on the road of momentum we have reached a dead end and are now skeptical of what to do with someone who has tremendous accolades on his resume so early in his career. Great wrestler, but where do we go from here with his character? Time's going to be the ultimate factor, the deciding factor in what they do with Sheamus. Enjoying what they're doing with him, trying all different avenues with him, but eventually what happens to someone like that is they're eventually released. Don't be surprised if you go on WWE.com and read that he's been released in probably 5 or 6 months, but I really think that WWE have reached a dead end with his character, bringing him in with so much momentum and not knowing what to do with his character. I think they've reached that point with Sheamus, and only time will tell where they go with his character from here. But I really think that, that is one of the problems that come with someone like Sheamus, bringing a guy in like that with so much momentum, fantastic wrestler. But once again, WWE Creative, this trend has come forth and is really shining bright with someone like Sheamus, not knowing how to use such a bright talent like Sheamus. And I think that definitely they've reached that point in the road where they've reached a dead end and they don't know where to go with a character like Sheamus, a 2010 King of the Ring winner, a two-time WWE champion, and a one-time United States champion. Would like to remind all of you before we get out of here, Sheamus is on one of the most recent covers of Muscle and Fitness magazine. They've been heavily promoting that on places like WWE.com, ProWrestling.com, and WWE Programming, so definitely check it out. Sheamus's first appearance on the cover of Muscle and Fitness. A lot of different celebrities have graced the cover of Muscle and Fitness magazine, and Sheamus is one of the fortunate few that have most recently done that. A tremendous accomplishment for Sheamus. I'm Jonathan Clarke, and you've been listening to HEW Entertainment Variety Radio over the past half an hour. Thank you so much for joining me for another installment of the most controversial radio program perhaps in the history of Internet Wrestling Radio. You can check out other programs that have been archived for you conveniently right here in our radio form, as you can all the exclusive features on our website, including the HEW Wrestling News Center, HEW Wrestling Network, the Jonathan Clarke Alumni section, the YouTube video of the day, and don't forget to download a copy of the press release and pick up a copy of the newsletter, all found conveniently for you right here on our website. Don't forget to check out the amazing content offered